The world needs ways to reduce carbon emissions.
We're working on solutions in our own operations.
Like carbon capture.
And clean energy from hydrogen.
So, who are we?
Believe it or not, ExxonMobil. And our solutions could help businesses in manufacturing,
Commercial transportation.
And power generation, too.
heavy industry with low emissions. Let's deliver.
Learn more at exxonmobil.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Pastimes Podcast. Each week we go through an old newspaper from a random date in history picked out by Dave Anthony. I'm Gareth Reynolds, and I've never seen it before, and neither is our guest this week, Dorian Debose. Hi, Dorian. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Gareth. Hey, Dave. How are y'all?
Hello.
We're great.
Good.
We're great.
Lovely.
We're really great. Before we start, Dorian, people can follow you on Instagram, Verbose Debose. So, because you're a chatty Debose. Yeah, it's good.
It's one of my favorite things to do is just real
You're pretty good at it. I met you in Kansas City, but you live in New York now right next to a train. So there's a chance we'll hear a train go by.
Yeah, if we're lucky and the M is running on time, you will hear 5, 6, maybe even 7.
Okay, great. That's something to look forward to.
Is your audience a train audience?
They're actually not. But we're looking to expand. And no, we're very eager to expand in the train world.
Yeah.
So that's why this is a get. This will be great if we can get those.
We want
those
train spotters.
Freaks. We want train spotters, train freaks.
This is the dream. They're loyal train.
They are. The train people show up. That's what I like to say.
Mm-hmm. They're hardcore dem voters.
You were just saying you have a complicated relationship with San Diego.
Yeah. So, number one, fuck the Chargers. I'm glad that they left.
Whoa.
But number two...
we're getting trained people, but we're losing the San Diego beach folk.
Like, in college, I fell in love with, like, 3 different girls who were all from San Diego, just, like, independently of each other.
How? Just meeting them in person?
Yeah, I mean, you ever seen that movie 500 Days of Summer?
Yes.
Instead of like a manic pixie dream girl, it was all women from San Diego.
Okay. All right. And nothing panned out?
No, not even. Okay. Well, part of it's because I never even told any of them.
Yeah, I think that's...
the
follow-up is...
Yeah. Okay. It's not...
It kind of makes it hard.
So they didn't reject you as much as they just had no idea.
Concept. Do you want to? Are you in a relationship right now? Do you want to float out any of who they are and see if we can spark something, or should we just do the podcast?
I think 2 of them are married and one of them is like gay.
Okay. So none of those are obstacles.
Yeah, those are easy. Yeah.
We'll circle back in like 5 years.
Okay, great. That sounds good. All right, Dorian. Well, we start off. We'll guess what year this paper's from. Since it's my show, I'll start. And then you get a chance.
Awesome.
We've had papers from the 1600s. At some point, Dave's going to drop like a 1981. I know that's going to happen.
That's right.
Oh, you hear that,
there
train people? Yum.
There it is.
We do it all for you.
I'm going to guess that this one
Do you want a headline?
Okay, give us a headline, sure. Give us a teaser. Not that this helps.
Romanians sentenced to jail for life.
Does nothing for me.
No, that means
all Romanians.
That means Romania exists. All Romanians?
You guys don't remember that? All Romanians were sentenced.
Well, you would either flee or you'd stay there, and those were called the Romanians. I'm gonna shut up, Dave. I'm gonna guess that does very little for me. I'll guess 1919 is going to be my guess.
Can I have 2 guesses?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm asking questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Sure.
I feel like it's either 1907 or like 1957.
Okay. It's very
Close.
unorthodox, but okay. You
Close.
got 2.
1947.
Ah, good work, Dorian. Was there anything that led you to that?
Yeah, like I figured that was like a Yugoslavia thing. Like that had to be like some kind of like
interesting
unrest happening in that area.
Okay, you did get 2 guesses, so don't showboat too much.
No, I really only needed the one. I had the second guess just to make you feel better.
Well, I don't understand that, but okay. All right, Dave, let's party. What do you got?
Well, first of all, spectators in the court applauded when a Bucharest tribunal yesterday sentenced the former leader of the Romanian Peasant Party to life in prison.
What paper is
treason
this
charges. Yeah, I was just finishing that headline.
from? Oh, okay.
So this is another Australian paper, the Canberra Times,
Okay.
from November 13th, 1947.
Okay. So they're big
The
into the
Romanian-
Romanian stuff.
The Romanian Peasant Party.
Peasant Party, yeah. For
They
peasants.
were self-identifying as peasants.
Yeah, that is, yeah. I guess
They're
if you're
calling
poor,
themselves that?
like the working poor party, right? I mean, that's yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Sure.
it's way more relatable today than, say, the Democratic or the Republican Party. So I would definitely go more in. But you're right. It's not. There's not a lot of shine on it. Like, it probably didn't get test marketed.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't call my party the broke people party.
Well,
I would call it like the people with a little bit of money. Like, that's why
Yeah.
people appeal to the middle class mostly.
the middle class party would do so well.
Famously, that's why both parties say they are.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great.
They
It's
really
really
are.
great.
If one of them said like we're for the broke people, people don't like it when you like make policies for them, but you label as a broke person policy.
Fair point. Very
Yeah.
fair point.
That's true. Communists seeking to enslave world. This
Boy,
headline is
that headline
evergreen.
is
Never
stops.
stops.
that is it. That's a perpetual headline. That headline has literally.
Never
I saw
go
that
away.
posted on Instagram 2 days ago.
Yeah, I remember. I guess to 2024.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Are the police after the train?
We'll never
not
catch
how it
up, but they're going for
For
it.
anyone listening who hasn't guessed yet, Dorian lives in New York.
Which part of New
Yeah,
York?
this is
He
such-
lives on the M train.
Right, but that's not a part of New York.
Yeah, it is. He
Which
lives on
looks
the
like-
tracks.
The M train's long. Which neighborhood? do you
He's
live
in. Are you comfortable saying what neighborhood?
Yeah, I live in Bushwick.
Oh yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. That's
I
out
hope
there.
that person's
That's out
okay
there.
though.
Yeah, no, shout out. We hope that person's okay. Hopefully not hit by a train.
How long
I
does it
mean,
take
the
you to-
train did nothing wrong.
Wow.
How long does it take you to?
Well, I'm
go
trying to keep your audience here.
What's the train ride into Manhattan from Bushwick?
It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
The communists are making the greatest efforts of all time to enslave the peoples of the world, declared General Mark Clark, the United States 6th Army commander and former administrator of the American Zone in Austria, at a speech in San Francisco. It's so weird that a general would say that. They're so
No, they're
usually
normally
pretty chill.
pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
pretty
Mark
chill guys.
Clark. Yeah.
He added that today, only 2 years after the successful termination of our long, hard fight against Nazism and fascism, we are face to face with insidious propaganda and infiltration of yet another civil ideology, communism.
It's shocking how
America.
quick they moved off of the Nazis. Like I feel like there's enough fuel to like run on like, hey, worry about the Nazis for like. I mean, it was fucking crazy.
No, like a lot of those
Because-
guys like fled to like Argentina, and you're like arresting all the Romanians.
And
And
America.
America.
We
Yeah, a
took
lot
their
of them fled to
scientists.
America.
We were like,
took a
you are
lot
some
of Nazis.
sick motherfuckers. How do we get to space?
You
Yeah,
will
we let
never
a
see
lot
your
of-
family again unless you help us improve the water filtration
You're moving to Cape
systems.
Canaveral or you're going to the gulags.
Yeah. Whatever.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Arrest-
still fear it. I mean, you would just imagine that this at some point people would be like, "Look, the calls are coming from inside the house," but
Yeah,
nope.
it's just
always
like how much.
it's always the prowler.
It's just like how often, because we have it here in our school board, you're screaming about communists, and it's like how bad the things have to get here in capitalist America before you realize maybe
Well,
there's
what do
a
you
problem.
what do you actually think? Because my guess is that never. My guess
Never.
is that
Never.
a Joe Biden could be stabbing someone with a sword, and they'd be like, "We can't have Trump."
They would be
Yeah,
eating
100%.
people. They would be
Yeah.
eating people and
Yeah.
blaming communism.
Totally.
It's like the fact once it's down at like the school board level, it's like over, man. Like
Yeah.
what's the school board doing to like
Nothing. There's absolutely not. It's all made up. Like, it's all made up.
Yeah.
Everything they scream about in school board meetings is totally made up.
You give one kid like a free lunch and everybody's coming up with hammers. It's crazy.
Yes, it's true. Arrest of hotel striker. This is out of London.
Striker?
Okay.
Striker. This is out of
Okay.
London.
Wait,
Police have
does it
arrested-
clarify? Okay, yeah, it clarifies what kind of striker.
Oh, is there a train? Am I the only person hearing trains? Do other people
Yeah,
hear
you're
trains?
now fantasizing about the trains. There hasn't been a train again.
Police have arrested a Savoy hotel striker and charged him with assaulting the police, using insulting words and insulting behavior.
See,
That's-
come on.
That doesn't tell us what he did yet. Like,
Well, because
Right.
I don't think he did anything. That's the problem.
like is he striking against the hotel or is he hitting people?
Oh.
Because if he's hitting people,
Right.
it's a problem.
True. Yes.
He's probably not hitting anybody.
I
would
bet he's on
imagine.
strike. He's like, fuck this place. And the cop's like, get out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck you too," and they're like, "That's actually very
Wow.
illegal for you what you just did."
Yeah.
That's actually communism to tell us fuck you.
Clashes between strike pickets and the police occurred outside the hotel last night when the strikers tried to prevent 2 lorries delivering oil. After a union organizer's example of throwing himself in, it must be throwing, right?
Sure.
Throwing himself in front of one lorry had been limited by other pickets, the lorry drivers agreed to take the oil back with them. So that's why he got arrested, because they was successful.
And it's also like when you watch what's going on now, like with Just Stop Oil or places like that, like it's like they're doing so much more coordinated shit and the trucks are like run over them. But back then they were like, we should turn around. This is crazy. A man's there.
No, it's like crazy. Like I feel like a lot of the thoughts on like this kind of protest have like changed so much. Because like back then, at a minimum, your fellow person, like the other person like across from you was like, all right, you might be being a bit annoying to me, but like ultimately I understand what you're doing. Whereas like now they're just like, all right, you're like making it so there's only one lane of traffic. What if I hit a civilian?
Well, and it's also like I just love the way that we're just like, I won't be inconvenienced. And it's like, you're going to be so massively inconvenient. Like I was watching the news this morning talking about the heat wave, quote unquote, and the way that they are just like, golly, this is cuckoo. Anyway, and you're just like, we're dying.
No, yeah, they're like brushing past. I remember like at one point I was like reading about all the different things that like climate change was like going to cause, and I was like, all right, there's no amount of protest I would not be okay with.
Yes.
Like I don't want like after this like I'm like 3 pages in on just like a bullet point list of fucked up things that are going to happen. It's like, yeah, they're right. They got some points.
I don't. You remember when you used to play like chicken? You'd be like where you either with a guy or a girl, you'd play gay chicken or straight chicken, and you'd be like moving your hand. I would never play chicken. I would never be like stop. They could be like, what about if we throw oil execs into gas-ridden pools and light it on fire? I'd be like, I accept. Continue.
I mean, I am like famously like a gay chicken champion, but I do understand the point.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know that they had championships. They have tournaments?
It's replacing the hot dog eating competition this year because of Joey Chestnut. They're doing gay chicken at Coney Island.
Yeah, they should have moved it to Pride, too.
Yeah, they really should. Although I don't know if they'd be like, that's not what we're going for. We got your back. Gay chicken style.
I'm eating so many wieners and there's not a single dog there.
Bravo.
Yes. All right, so that guy got arrested.
Okay.
And we'll miss him. Food
Are any of these guys
shortages
still alive, you think?
What? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting.
No. Well, could
Dave
be,
wants to declare him dead.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He'd be
he's
like
dead.
100. Yeah, he's dead. To me.
Yeah, he's dead to us. Anyone who fucks with the
yeah.
police is not a friend of mine.
No, that's right. We're very cop friendly on the show.
Pro.
Everybody knows we love cops.
A calf, all cops are friends?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, all cops are friends, yeah.
Yep.
Food shortages to last 5 years.
Wow. Imagine when that got reported.
Viscount Bruce, chairman of the World Food and Agricultural Organization, told the press that it seemed clear that the world food shortage will continue for at least 4 or 5 years. He called for further wheat saving by producer countries, adding that he had Argentina, and there's so many misspellings in this paper, had Argentina in mind when he stated that some countries were not doing as much as they could in saving and in proper distribution of food. Fucking Argentina. Hoarding.
Always with the Argentina.
What are you guys doing?
They love hoarding their wheat in Argentina.
They're all
the
the biggest wheat hoarders.
Let me ask you guys a question. Where did the Nazis go?
Argentina.
Whoa!
That's the thing. Hitler ran a wheat-based economy, and I don't know if people talk about that.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true. That's what fueled most of it.
4 or 5 years feels like too broad of a range when we're talking
It's pretty
about
big, right?
famine.
It's very
I
big.
like it though. I'm all for the alarm. Like, go with the alarming one.
Yeah,
Let's
I agree.
party. Go with like these. Let's get some of those scary headlines back out there.
Yeah, like tell us 5 years. 5 years, I understand why, but like when in the article you're like, it could last for 4 years. It could last for 5. That's a long time to not have food.
Yes, it really is for sure. Yeah.
He added that the organization would be more effective if Russia could be persuaded to accept membership. The council adopted a report which declared that food shortages demand. I can't read that word.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Where the sentence is over. I just ended it mid-sentence, and that's the end of the article.
That's the end of the article.
Okay. So yeah. So we're just looking at, unless Russia steps up, we're all gonna be without wheat.
Russia's dealing with their own shit. They just lost millions of people. Like,
Plus,
they're
they're in the throes of that dirty snake communism right now.
That's right. That's right.
This is the peak Stalin era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the era where like if it was like happening now, they'd be like photoshopping him with like abs.
And a panther around his shoulders.
Penis. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
What?
Go ahead. You seem like you needed an ending, and penis. Go ahead.
British constable killed at Haifa.
Haifa.
Palestine. Oh,
there we go.
Well, he was in the wrong place to be going like, all right. What seems to be going on? What's going on here then? Just shoot a rocket through him.
They've been killing people there since, well, never mind. Terrorists shot a British constable and seriously injured 3 others while they were drinking in a cafe in the street in Haifa.
Of course.
I think it's kind of fun that literally nothing has like changed in how the media reports.
Honestly, this paper is alarmingly similar to what is happening now. I mean, it's just most of the stuff you're like, yep.
Bravo to the editors for their influence.
Yeah, right.
The difference being that the terrorist in this story is Jewish.
Whoa! They never call terrorists no more.
I think so. We'll read it.
On behalf of the show, we're towing a line here. Dave.
I think that's what they're saying.
We're getting the trained people, but we're losing a lot of demos.
A Rome message stated that 1,000 Jewish men, women, and children embarked without visas for Palestine from a small village near Venice. 2 Jewish girls and a Jewish youth were killed and 2 others injured during a gun battle with British troops.
Dave, is it just me or should Jewish youths be called Juths? Do you want to put a pin in that until after the article, or should we?
No, I mean, it's like you should start doing a podcast called Combining Words.
I am doing one.
2 Jewish girls and a Jewish youth were killed and 2 others were injured during a gun battle with British troops. The battle occurred when the troops surrounded a building on the coast believed to have been occupied by Ergen Zval Luemi. Military officials in Tel Aviv announced that 10 Jews were captured in another building. A lot of people don't realize
why
they were trying to take over. They were trying to take the land.
Well, yeah, I know. Like there was a period of time where like they were just like coming in and like taking land, but like
they fought the British. I mean, they fought the British to get land, basically.
Yeah, but they just like name a guy. Like they give a guy his full name.
Oh, that guy? Yeah, I would imagine that at this point everybody knows who. He's like if you said like whatever
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
You'd have to say
in history, you wouldn't know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is, but now we'd be like, yeah.
God, I hope that's true.
Yeah.
God, I hope that's true.
No one's gonna. She's one of those names like because it'll be overshadowed by like Like, do you remember who? Like, no one knows who the little person was in congressperson or whatever in Germany, but like, it'll be totally overpowered by.
But we know that they
comes.
hanged him with floss,
As they should.
as they
Whatever,
should.
yeah. So whatever comes, like, people don't remember those little names.
I mean, yeah, nobody, like, it's been like 2 years and nobody remembers, like, Madison Cawthorn.
God, boy,
True.
he had a hell of a run, though. Boy,
He was
Well, he had a hell
I think
of
he was
a-
right about the congressional sex parties. I think he was telling the truth.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I think they, because the racism was like bad, but like I think they actually put him out of Congress because he was like, and also the sex parties are weird. And it's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah,
100%.
they're like, yes, without question. I would love to just to dip in there for 15 seconds to be like, oh my God.
Is he was in the
I think it's
wheelchair,
rad
right?
that they do it.
Yeah,
he was
in
in
the
the wheelchair.
He was in the
So
wheelchair.
I wonder if he was non-functioning down there, and like, so he was like a guy who couldn't, and then got mad.
I
at the sex
believe him to be
parties.
functioning.
Really.
Yeah,
So that's
because
just
there were
what
some
pure
pictures that
romance?
came out. It's not just
Oh,
pure
there are.
fantasy. There were some pictures that came out that looked like he was really romping around with another gentleman.
Oh,
And it
really?
looked like-
A
Oh, I
gentleman.
thought that was like before, like, because he was like paralyzed later. in life.
Oh, maybe it was before. That's a shame.
When you say gentleman, did the guy have a top hat on?
No.
He
An
did dress
affluent
well, all things
businessman.
considered.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like, I'd say he dressed like a racist from North Carolina, which is what he was. But
Yeah, true. Fair.
True, fair.
personally, I think if Congress was having sex parties, it'd be one of the more relatable things they do.
Yeah.
I would just love to see it. I would just love to, because you just know that there's A, lot of ass eating, and B, not along party lines.
Or maybe it is, but it is still a hierarchy. Like, everyone will have to line up and eat Pelosi's ass.
Boy, I'll tell you what, lunch is off my menu. Lunch just went bye-bye.
Man awarded.
Just imagining. I'd be like, oh,
That's a line of 434 people behind Pelosi.
you vote yay or nay?
Kissing the
She's
ring.
gaveling.
Gaveling.
Yeah.
Man awarded 2,658 pounds for loss of arm.
Wow.
That's
What?
not a lot. That's
With
not a lot.
2,000.
But I got sold
600.
early on that.
58. Yeah.
So
It's not
whatever.
a lot of money for an arm.
$4,000.
He got like, yeah. $400 for an arm?
It's like
probably like 10
$4,000
grand now.
back in the 40s. That's what that's got to be like $30,000 now. That's nice. That's a nice chunk of change.
Worth it.
That's a nice chunk.
How much would you sell your arm for right now?
Ooh, fuck. Throw a number out there, but it can't be like it's gotta-
30,000.
How much?
30,000.
No,
50,000.
dude. No.
100,000?
No, an arm. You got to go. We're talking.
Arm.
So you acknowledge this guy got packing peanuts for that arm?
Yeah.
What are you, a fucking lawyer? Yes, it's bullshit. I wouldn't do it.
Dave, let the record reflect my client is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is out of Sydney. When a postal truck hit a panel van he was driving, Frederick Thomas Duke, ice vendor of Tweedheads. Tweedheads. He's from a place called
Jesus
Tweedheads.
Ice vendor.
An ice vendor from Tweedheads.
It's very Australian.
That all sounds very fake to me.
It
Yes,
does, right?
as does
Yeah.
most stuff in Australia. When you're there,
Yeah.
you're like, what? And they're like, well, he's the gimlet salesman from Wagabum.
You can't go out late at night. There's the dingoes. I was like, what do you mean? That's a fake animal.
It's true. And then you see them and you're like, you weren't making these things up? Well, that was something we covered on the Dollop once, was like the first guy who found a platypus was like, this is not real. He was like checking it for stitching. He was like, it's fake.
Yeah, there's no way. Who put the beak on this dog?
Someone beavered a duck.
He had his
That's
right arm.
always
He had his right arm severed above the elbow. Duke
Ooh,
said in the
that's making it a little more interesting too. So we got a half action. Okay.
That's a
All right,
stump.
so you're losing like just the top half of your arm.
Yeah.
$50,000.
Well, I would
back
say
at the
best
table.
part. I would say best part of your arm.
It's a key part for sure. Well, if I had to pick, I would definitely say remove the middle part and then just reattach and, give me T-Rex arm. But that's
the best option.
We're talking about an accident. This is an act of God, and 50 grand. I'm not going away. Okay.
You're not going away. You're going away. Do the tiny arm.
What do you mean? Do it? No, I'm not going to do it.
Let me see it.
No, I'm not doing it.
By the way, whatever number we
cancel
agree to, we are making that deal.
Well, is that what happened to Gnarls Barkley? He with his.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
He has tiny arms.
Oh,
I thought he was just built like that.
What do you mean, CeeLo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think CeeLo's just built like that.
Yeah, CeeLo's just
CeeLo's
just toddler boy. CeeLo's if a toddler became a man.
It seems like they cut off a part and put his hand up top.
Yeah. Also, some very puzzling tweets from CeeLo.
He's not. It turns out not a good guy.
No. He's just positing the question: if a woman is passed out next to you and you finger her, did it make a sound? Which I think is a Zen Buddhist conundrum.
It's great. It's great how many people are rapists now.
Sure.
Just saying it. Yeah, I know. Now's not the right word. But just like out and like, I'm still working. I'll do a concert. By the way,
Tweeting it's interesting.
I saw Andrew Tate just straight up tweeted the N-word like twice yesterday, and
really?
the people who were like kind of like buddy with him were like, Andrew, what? And it's like, don't be fucking stupid.
Hold on, Andrew. I thought I knew you.
Andrew, this is not like you. It's like, buddy, this is him.
This is all him. I heard him talk for the first time like 2 weeks ago, and it was shocking. A, because of what he said, and B, because of how he said. I was like, this is your guru?
That's your guy?
You could do better.
I'm always shocked when a rapist turns out to be a racist also. It's very...
pick a lane.
Honestly, pick a letter.
I know. Or just... Okay.
Can't be both.
Not like a relevant opinion, but like they will sometimes show me pictures of both Andrew and Tristan Tate. And I was like, how is Tristan not the bigger one? I can never take Andrew seriously as like a alpha male influencer because he's got a weak ass chin.
He does.
Well,
looks
but
like
also
fucking
like
Double D from Ed, and Eddie. I'm not buying that.
Oh, Tristan Tate's way better looking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I always said this about comedy, like people, the dumb people need comedy too. So people would always get mad at shitty comedians or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, but the dummies need it, and that's what Andrew Tate is. He's for dumb people.
Yeah. He's a bargain bin guru.
Yeah.
So we need sock hops back for the dumb people.
Yeah, it's true.
Interesting. Duke said at a Supreme Court today where he sued the Commonwealth, claiming the accident was due to the truck driver's negligence, that he got a surprise when he looked down and found his arm had been cut off.
Wow. It's one of those.
I mean, it is surprising.
Oh, wow.
It's got to be crazy. But I remember learning that there were times where someone would lose an arm and not know right away, and that blew my mind as a kid. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because that's the way you want to find out is going like, no, my arm. You don't want to be like, whoo, that was fucking close. Oh, no. Yeah.
Whose is that? Whose is that?
Whose arm is that?
Whose arm is that, and why did they steal my class ring?
God, there's a lot of blood going. Somebody needs help.
We got to call 911. I'll do it. Oh, no.
Call an ambulance, but not for me. Oh, it is for me.
Oh, God.
The driver of the truck was Robert Duncan, who said he also had a shock when he saw Duke's arm drop from the side of the vehicle.
We were both very surprised. We were both really, that was crazy.
Buddy, if you think you're having a bad day, I just cut off some guy's arm.
Yeah, mine. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely... that's shocking.
I wouldn't point it out either. If like he didn't, if he was like, that was crazy, I'd be like, that was
I'll see
crazy.
You later.
Anyway, let's just get out of here independently. I'll go.
Yeah, like you should figure out who did this. But at work right now.
We're not going to leave till we find out who did that or whose arm that is.
It's 130,000. It's
duo.
130,000 pounds today.
Well,
Oh,
130,000 pounds today. So we're talking $150,000.
Not my
As the UK's crash.
left arm, mid forearm.
Yeah. Well, what are you're doing it?
Like left arm, like right here, like mid forearm. Give me
Are you
more
in?
of like a yeah.
Okay.
You are?
Let's get a GoFundMe.
Preferably with a left foot.
No. You've made the deal, Dorian. This is a legally binding
honestly,
podcast.
Yeah, your highest bidder on Patreon can have my left foot as well.
Wow. The foot.
I'm that generous.
That's awesome. You're a good guy.
But if you lose the foot, then you're just buying a new foot, right?
Hey,
a bionic,
quit talking him
whatever.
out of it. We got a winner here. This is going to help
And
our
I'm
Patreon.
I'm in it.
How much? That's got to cost at least $100,000.
I don't think my left foot's worked yet. I don't got fucked up feet, but they're nothing special.
I'd love to have one on my desk as a book weight or a paperweight. It's very windy where I am. I'm doing book weights.
Wow, it just got very
Awesome.
yeah.
Penis.
Greece insists on heads of
penis again.
bandits.
What?
Greece insists on heads of bandits.
I love how I've always enjoyed the Greeks.
Yeah.
Bring the heads.
When a price is put on the head of a bandit or gorilla, it is customary for the head to be severed and brought in for the reward.
I like that.
We got a proof. You can't
I
just say I
respect
cut off a
custom.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just bring in an ID or the body. You could just bring in the body, but I guess it's a lot to drag.
Or you could bring
No,
in.
it's heavy. These bandits are eating well, and that's the
That's
problem.
what I mean. Yeah. That's right.
You should be able to bring in a part of the head.
I don't like what
You're
you're
saying
doing.
we should scalp the bandits?
Or take a nose.
You're too lazy to bring
Or
the
how
whole
about-
head?
How about the nose and ears? I don't want to carry it. Like it's.
You
That's
can't
insane.
Mr. Potato
That's
Head a
worse.
bandit. Yeah, that's not
way
good.
worse.
That's
That feels insane.
Just take the
Cutting
head.
off the
Put it
ears
in your
and nose of the
knapsack,
bandit.
and yes, bring the whole head.
What
you
about
fucking
popping the
lazy.
eyes out?
Why?
A couple of-
Now you're just
Yeah,
doing
but-
weird shit.
Worse.
You
You're
have a
just
bag
doing
of
weird
eyes,
shit.
and you bring those in, and you go, and the guy's
I
like, "Why
brought
are they?"
the eyes and penis of the bandits.
Yeah, you're just like, no, we just need the head. Oh, man. Well, I left the rest of the head. I figured
Here, I got a bag of dicks.
eyes and penis. Whose dicks are they? We don't know what their dicks look like. Oh, man.
Well, one's
I-
not mine. I don't know why you'd say that.
Nobody said that.
It's not.
Oh, my God. How many? Jesus.
I just need the money.
Oh, we know. This,
I can't make rent.
You brought in one dick, no head, and it's clearly yours.
Ah, fuck.
Jesus, you idiot.
Come on, just can I have
Here's
something?
$10 for being weird.
It's not enough. It's my
Well,
dick.
you didn't read the
I got the
rules.
guy's dick. I didn't.
What? These distinctions
It's like
are getting
a-
far more bizarre.
It sprays like a shower now.
What does? Your dick? Stop. Go.
The
Here's
stump.
$15 to leave. We're just looking for the heads of the bandits. So,
20
sure, go. Honestly, just get out
Good
of here.
deal.
$1,000.
No, you're just being that guy. Leave. We got a pile of
If I
heads
come
here.
back,
Take your dick
with a
bag, by the way.
if
Don't
I-
leave
if
that
I-
here. Fuck. Yeah. How was work, honey?
not good.
Oh.
The negotiations did not go well.
Yeah,
These
look,
guys
they're
are
lying
good.
on posters.
I brought in a head of a bandit in some sense.
Sort of. Well,
They should have said what bandits.
these guys, they're rip-off artists.
This was admitted by the Minister for Public Order, commenting on the publication in London of pictures showing severed heads being carried through Greek villages, and on London reports of atrocities by Greek government forces.
I mean, you just got to rob the guy. You just let that guy get real. This is what I would do. Hang out of the bushes of the head return facility 2 miles away, and then just rob the head guy.
Take the heads.
Take the head. Just be like, nice work, dickhead. And then just like stab him and just be like, hey, here's 30 heads.
Do you think
But
the
also,
government?
How do you know the
government was lying?
heads? Yeah, could be lying.
I
How do you know
feel like
the heads
government was
are?
lying.
How do you know
I
they're
feel like they
bandits?
weren't.
It's true.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true, too.
It's just
if
a
the
head.
government like did an atrocity and they were bandits and we have their heads.
Well,
Yeah.
but I'm assuming you've got some picture of some kind to be like, that's him. But I always think that when you're in the airport, TSA takes a real quick. Like, I'm not like, I don't think they're ever like, that's not you.
They're doing like a 1947 Photoshop of like a bandana on this guy.
Yeah, right. That's the movie. The severed head makeover looks just like him.
The only real way to tell if it's the right person is if you have their dick.
Okay,
In a bag.
We've moved very far away from your initial pitch for a reason. So do not bring us back to where you were going before. Nobody's co-signing your bag of dicks.
I would like to option it.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, sir.
Dorian's selling his arm and foot for $130.
Yeah,
And
but he's
for your audience.
yeah.
I'm
Not,
not-
he's
again, I'm not,
gonna be
I
able to
like it
buy-
for us, but it's bad decision.
On your Patreon.
Think about the fucking ride
Sorry.
you can buy with that, though. He's gonna have like a sweet ride.
It ain't gonna be a stick.
Dude, it's gonna be so fun driving a car in New York City.
Yeah,
Just
Fuck
top
yeah.
down, arm off.
not able to hit the gas.
Yeah, just honestly, yeah. Not able to hit the game.
It's my left foot. I'll be good.
Okay.
All right. The minister said the government would investigate charges of atrocities, and any regular troops found guilty would be drastically dealt with. I mean,
Okay.
no, you're not. They're not gonna. They. I'm just gonna say it right out. They didn't investigate atrocities.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like how they're
England
playing
does
both
not.
sides on it.
England does not investigate atrocities, or they just don't.
That is so. What a horrible thing to say.
They
about
do them.
a wonderful. Oh, good lord.
Name
Dorian.
1,000 things England has done wrong.
Yeah. Right now, name 60 countries they've taken things from.
I will give you 1 minute. Say a million things about England that they did that were incorrect.
Starts now.
I'm waiting.
Results of what we're all waiting.
Claim for £1,000 dismissed by Supreme Court jury.
Okay.
This is Sydney again. A Supreme Court jury today rejected a claim for £1,000 damages by Robert Watson, 40, against a Broadway hotel keeper.
Wow. This went all
Watson-
the way to the Supreme Court, which
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
probably
they had
didn't
nothing
think
to
that.
do down there.
Yeah, when you were just like complaining about like the sheets, you're like, "Mother, I'm fucking going to the Supreme Court tomorrow. This is crazy."
I'm
Watson
sure he was
alleged
just happy to be there.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Watson alleged he swallowed a piece of glass from an unsound tumbler while drinking at the bar of the Westminster Hotel last year.
Okay.
Piece of glass.
Yeah,
That's not
it was
good.
probably in the ice.
I do think he swallowed a piece of glass. I do think
I
it's
do
his
too.
fault, though.
I do too.
I assume
Yeah.
it's his fault.
I do
It's very
too.
Australian.
Yeah. I'll have a tumbler of glass, please. Crikey, there's
Uh,
glass
can-
in here.
Ernest James.
Whiskey on the rocks, please. Not ice.
No, ice.
Ah, I see what you did. Ernest James Coyle, licensee, denied the tumbler was unsafe, and this was accepted by the jury. Watson denied he had coughed and bitten a piece out of the glass.
Oh, so wow, this guy might have just been a psycho genius. He just had one too many like rums and then was just like, I think I might make a living by biting the glass off.
He said, oh, and there's very clearly like a bite taken out of the glass. It's like his
Yeah.
teeth mark.
He's chewing, he's David Blaining in the bar.
Like, his mouth is like fucking bleeding. He's like, I think there's a little bit. It's like, yeah, you bit the fucking.
We all saw you bite. You've got to bite it in real privacy.
Bartender, there's a little bit of glass in
And
my.
if you do that, there's no, like, it's definitely not premeditated. He was drunk and then decided to do it. Because if you were like, I've been working on this new plan that I'm hatching, you bring in a piece of glass and you do actually swallow it. But if he bit the glass, it's very Australian.
This is all so Australian.
Well, it's gotta have, to prove it's from the glass, you have to bite it so it looks like it came from the glass, right?
What he does? I feel like no, he doesn't. What do you mean?
He's not just saying there was a chip of glass in the drink. He's saying it came from the glass.
Oh, he is. Okay.
So that's why
claim.
I think that's what. But that's one of those things where the jury just looks at him and goes, "Yeah, that guy's squirrely looking." No.
Yeah. He's he keeps winking at us.
All right.
Very Australian thing to do.
Yeah.
The audience can't. This is like an all audio podcast, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll put the video
Patreon.
on the Patreon along with your GoFundMe link.
All right, thank you. But like, I want them to know we all winked.
Yeah, we all winked. If you're listening, I think the audio will pick that up. Can you guys hear my wink? We're all still winking into our mics.
My eyes loud as fuck right now.
Yeah,
girl.
Yeah. You got a loud blink.
Man killed after quarrel in hut.
Wow.
Oh, hut.
This is out of Wollongong.
Wollongong. There you go.
Where's that?
Dave?
I think it's
West
in
Coast.
Victoria. What?
West Side.
Whoa. It's near Sydney. It's it looks like it might be kind of in Sydney. It's a nice beach. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go to Wollongong.
No, it's not near Sydney.
Yeah, we took a little trip to
it's south.
Wollongong.
South
Maybe we
of
get into a little quarrel.
Yeah. Settle some hut beef.
It's on the.
By the way,
coast.
Hut Beef's a great restaurant there.
What?
Go ahead.
Beef.
Attacked with a large butcher's. Boy, this is a word I'm definitely not going to. Something. Knife by a man with. It's like many letters long, and there's so many opportunities for me to fuck it up. So we're just going to pass.
Okay.
By a man with whom he shared a hut. A man picked up an axe, struck his attacker on the head, killing him. Okay, so a guy came in with this knife that sounds like it was some sort of native apparatus, and then a guy...
It definitely was the conversation.
Killed him.
Yeah, the guy pulled out the axe. That guy goes, "That's not a knife." And he goes, "No, it's an axe." I've heard it before.
Yeah, you can't bring a knife to an axe fight.
Nope.
No, absolutely not. This was alleged in the Wollongong court today when Michael Kelly, 58, laborer, was charged with having murdered George Underwood, 48. Kelly appeared in court on a stupefied condition and lurched when the charge was read to him.
Yeah.
At 58, you got it. 58 and 48. I thought this is a young man's crime.
It is.
It's also, were they roommates?
I don't know.
Seemed like they were kind of roomies.
Detective Sergeant Debney said it was alleged the two men had an argument, and Underwood picked up a knife with which he threatened Kelly. In the struggle that followed, Kelly is alleged to have grabbed an axe and struck Underwood on the head.
Man.
Underwood, after calling at a house in Port Kembla, was rushed to hospital where he died early today.
It's shocking that he even made it to the hospital. I think if you put an axe into someone, I imagine that's an ender.
Maybe a half-hearted axe swing.
Maybe.
Don't make me do this.
Sure.
It's not like,
but even
it's
then,
not like
if you're
like half-heartedly swing an axe at a guy.
I know, that's how I feel. I feel like it's it's even a half-hearted axe strike is still, I'm like, it's the end of that.
Yeah, if you get hit with an axe even like a little bit, that's kind of like over.
I don't want him to come back. If I get axed like that, I'm like, just push. More, end it. This isn't going to be a life. That's not a life. This is a life. I won't keep doing it.
After you got hit with an axe once in the head, dude, you're going to be different.
Maybe it was a glancing blow.
Glancing
It killed him.
It's over.
Killed him.
Stop.
And then he bled out.
Well, from what?
I don't know, but here's the dicks. Just give me some money.
No. It's not what we're doing. Give me a little bit. You guys, I'm going to try to bribe the jury with a bag of dicks.
So some people are saying I killed my roommate, but others are saying here's 20 bags of dicks.
So, counterpoint, Ziploc bag of peckers?
Your Honor, may I present my bag of dicks to the jury?
Your Honor, I am clearly quite guilty, but I would like to present this Vaughn's bag full of cocks.
It's like, why do you have that? Well, don't worry, they were all bandits.
Because I was misled by the Bandit Council.
The Bandit Council says that they cannot pay me out, and for separate reasons, I killed my roommate.
Okay.
Your Honor, did they specify which head? No.
What are you talking about?
The
Focus
penis
on the
head.
case. Jesus Christ. Stop.
Nobody said which head.
Everyone assumed you knew.
This is the exact argument that made him kill that guy.
Finally, we know.
Gorman House guests refute minister's denial.
Okay.
Statements by the Minister for the Interior, Mr. Johnson, on recent incidents at Gorman House were challenged last night by the president of the House Committee. Miss Paul said that the manageress had admitted that the staff drinking party had been a very poor show and that it would not happen again.
So the staff got a little crazy.
Yeah, staff got ripped.
I like how much is left unsaid in these articles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very insinuative article. Like, why is that even in the paper? Just like, meh.
I mean, they must have gone off. If
Yes.
Australians are saying there was too much drinking, it must have been
Yes.
crazy.
Crazy.
Did y'all see that story like last year where like this woman was like saying that like there was like a Taco Bell sex party that she was invited to because she was an employee?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Taco
The
Bell
TV
sex party.
It was called the TV
Like they
banger.
like closed the Taco Bell early and like had a sex party.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Fucking with the beans is what that's called.
Doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I'm for that, by the way.
Yeah.
I am.
Like if Taco Bell, if I pulled up to Taco Bell and they were closed and the sign was like, it's a sex romp, I'd be like, there's another one like there. I'll let them
That's
have it.
fair.
I used to like show up to Taco Bell like 11 when they were supposed to be closed at like 12 and they would be closed already. But as long as you're having a sex party, this is fine.
Yeah. I actually think I've been to Taco Bell drive-thrus that are supposed to be open still and just aren't, and you're like, whatever.
No,
I'll live.
it's Taco Bell.
There's like 12 of them in like the next like block.
Yeah, that's true.
In a statement to the Canberra Times last night, Miss Paul said that the issue arising from the recent publicity given Gorman House appeared to have been misconstrued by a section of the community. Far from having an axe to grind, as Mr.
The
McVeigh
axe
put
to
it.
grind callback.
Here we go. The guests have always been willing to help the management in any trouble confronting her, as was instanced during her previous management in the latter part of 1946, when the majority of the staff walked out on her as the bell rang for lunch.
Oh,
I like the. They might have
So
just
they're
been going
putting
to
it
lunch, by the way.
They're putting it on a woman. They're
well,
the drinking party. Okay, so it's the manageress.
yeah.
manageress.
Lady manager. This is when a woman couldn't just be a manager.
She had to be a manageress.
Manageress.
Supervisoress.
Yeah.
The guests tided her over with. The guests tided her over the difficulty of serving themselves, washing up, etc. We feel that sympathetic consideration should be given any requests made and some action taken to eliminate faults pointing to the management, but Ms. Barlow appeared reluctant to shoulder any responsibility or assume any control over staff. What happened at this party?
I don't know.
They
You'd
just
think
really
we'd
will
know.
not clarify.
Yeah.
The case of Miss Hines and that of the drinking party, held by a member of the staff and attended by both men and women. Ooh.
Yeah.
they're so cunty. I love it. like they will not say what happened, but they
very
will get
gossipy.
really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, men and women were at a drinking party.
Yeah. Both genders.
You
They
get the
were
hint,
men.
yes.
She was women. Can I make it any more obvious?
Yeah.
Were just incidents in a long list of grievances, but happened to be the incidents which brought matters to a head.
Why is that the grievance?
I don't know. I think
Who's complaining about the staff having a little drinking party?
Yeah,
Right?
there's a lot of questions. I don't understand why this is in the paper.
This is my theory. I don't think Australians can read, and I think they also cannot write.
Okay, that's fair.
There are witnesses to prove that the drinking party did not finish until approximately 4:30 a.m.
Nice.
The staff room in which the party was held is in the same corridor as bedrooms of some of the guests who, next morning, placed a written complaint before Miss Barlow. Oh, so there was partying and people couldn't sleep.
Sure,
so they weren't invited to the staff. Drinking party.
This is the teetotalers being annoying and ruining partying again.
By the way,
although
I'm
I've been that guy,
I'm at the age where I'd complain.
Yeah, I'd complain too. It's old people against young people.
Yeah,
right.
I would complain. I'm at the age where I'd be like, enough.
I think back of all the noise I made for my neighbors around my house in college, and and my neighbors would be like, "It is a Thursday, 2 a.m." And would be like, "Yeah, no, but I don't have class tomorrow, bro." And
it was not uncommon for me to be like, "Well, they're banging again." Like people would be like, "Shut the fuck up," and I'd be like, "Man, they just don't get what cocaine is, do they?"
My neighbors hate it when I play the drums at 4 a.m.
Yeah, they're weird.
They don't understand what it's like to be not in a band yet.
They don't understand how selfish I need to be.
This is what Mamba mentality looks like.
Yeah, this is Mamba mentality.
Guests arriving home at different hours of the night were accosted by members of this party.
Okay.
Miss Barlow was quoted as saying that vague complaints have been made from time to time, but not substantiated. These vague complaints have been in written and verbal form and have always been laid before the management as the appropriate person to deal with them.
What is that? That's like another one where you're like,
Yeah, okay. When asked by a guest to remedy a fault that was felt to be lowering the standards of the house, Miss Barlow replied that it was only a third-rate boarding house. In fact, she considered it a fourth-rate one, and that remark has been made by her on more than one occasion.
So sure, her defense is, we are shitty.
Suck.
Yeah, it's a shitty place. What are you talking about?
What do you expect?
This is a Super 8 home.
Yeah, if you want non-orgy-based staffing, go to a real hotel.
She's a great woman. I love her. I do
like that defense. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Arby's of hotels. You are at a Red Roof Inn. We are porking.
You knew what you walked into, and you're not okay with it.
Yeah, seriously. I can't have. How many times do I have to say this? I run a fuck party house.
If you come here, there's a good chance we'll be having staff orgies.
Don't be mad that you're not invited.
By the way, some of you were invited and you turned your noses up at us.
I totally
forgot.
Just
complained about the noise.
I totally forgot that this is staff who's partying.
Yeah.
And some guests. And men and women.
This is pure. Yes. This is the staff.
There are numerous inadequacies concerning food, linen, dining room, and office service, laundry facilities, cleaning facilities for rooms, etc., which may be traced back to the apparent lack of interest, supervision, and proper control, and the imminent change of management will, we hope, solve quite a few of these.
I hate that this is news.
Can we take a minute to just celebrate how fun it would be to work there?
They had a great, I'm sure they had to close after this. They had a great run.
What a great job.
They had like 3 years of like the best job in the world.
Like when you work at places where you're like, don't eat here, it's a great place to work.
No, yeah, when the boss is like, yeah, this is a fifth-rate establishment.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I remember having jobs at certain like restaurants and just being like, so you will give me booze to take home? And they were like, yeah. I was like, this should not be happening, but what a great operation for me.
Yeah,
like honestly, they don't give you healthcare, but they got benefits.
No. Yeah, exactly.
It provided accommodation to public servants, so it provided housing for ministers in the capital.
Sorry,
basically. So it's
sorry, not sorry.
They're like housing diplomats, and they're having sex parties at 4 a.m.
Good. So good.
No, give this woman a medal, dude.
Yeah, she's like, we suck.
Rocket trip to the moon is silly.
This
Professor's
is a
comment.
great headline.
Yeah. This is out of Adelaide. Referring to a report from London that the first rocket to the moon may be launched within the next 15 years, Sir Gareth Grant, professor of physics at the Adelaide University, said today that if a man does succeed in reaching the moon, he will not know much about it.
You just gotta love a guy who's a physicist who's just like, bullshit. Like, shouldn't you be like super into this idea? And he's like, no.
We're going to get somebody on the moon. Go fuck yourself.
And you know what? He's gonna get up there and have no fucking clue what to do with himself.
And I'm not going to give a shit.
To be fair, he was right. They didn't do jack shit on the moon, dude.
Now that's that is very true.
Total
You
waste
go
of
up to
a
this
trip.
fucking naked rock and you're just like, ooh, I guess we grab a couple
They
pebbles.
drove a golf cart. They put a flag up there. They hit a golf ball, and then they were like, "We should probably have brought more shit."
I would have brought a football.
Football would have been a great
touchdown on the
one.
moon.
Football would have been, or a baseball. You could hit that so far.
That
A
would have been
golf ball,
great.
You can barely see the golf
fucking
ball.
dingers, dude.
Golf
Yeah,
ball.
dingers.
That would be great. There's so many. A frisbee, froth it up.
Frisbee would be great. I wonder if a frisbee. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll go
anything
really
you're
far.
doing is pretty much the same result. Where you're like, bye.
I think I have no evidence for this. I'm not a physicist, and I'm probably wrong. I feel like I can throw a frisbee out of orbit on the moon.
Okay.
Wow, bold claim. Well, now we got to start new.
Not with just one arm.
I'm keeping my right arm. I'm good.
You're down a foot. You're not going to the moon, Dorian. I'm sorry.
I throw with my left. I do a frisbee with my left.
What?
Yeah, I always have.
That's super
Frisbee
weird.
with my left. It's
No.
not. It's not.
It is, and you shall be shamed for your oddity.
He said that oxygen supplies to last out the return trip would have to be carried because there is no air in the outer spaces.
Well, what the fuck? So this guy is like, does this guy genuinely think they haven't thought of that part? Like, is he, like, he's physicist dumb. Like, that's the thing, like, me as a physicist would say, I'd be like, there's not a bunch of oxygen up there. So.
You're sending a man
It's
to the
so
moon?
funny that he's like calling everybody else just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's the entire point.
They ain't
Don't
gonna
you
breathe up
know
there.
they have to carry the oxygen up and then use it on the way back?
Well, I
What do
hope
you
you
mean?
save some room for oxygen.
How is there a ship underneath the water?
Yeah.
You know we don't breathe that.
These men are going to drown.
The professor said that the heat caused by the rays of the sun on the rocket would be terrific. The absence of gravitation would cause violent indigestion at least. And if a man tried to walk on the moon, he would fly about 50 feet in the air at his first hop.
Well, I hope you've packed oxygen and Rolaids, because you're going to need a lot of both.
Just completely incapable of like thinking they're gonna plan.
Not so negative.
He thinks we're going to the moon like it's fucking Jamaica.
And then he thinks if a guy takes a step, he's just going to be like, bye.
Sir Kerr said that the whole project was sillier than looking for the North or South Poles.
This guy,
1947.
What the heck? Those
guy-
exist.
so
Those things that
negative.
exist.
So negative. So negative. And like horror. Like nobody stopped his statement. Nobody was like, buddy, that's not great.
Like, I gotta respect a real deal hater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his last name's what? Krant, did you say?
No, it's not Grant.
Oh, it's whatever it is, it's-
Grant. Kerr Grant.
Oh, Grant. Oh, never mind.
Kerr's his first name, which already is very suspicious.
It's not great.
What's the name of the current leader of the Labour Party in Britain, I believe?
Keir.
Star. Is it?
Keir, yeah, Keir Starmer.
Is that his first name? Maybe that's what this name is then. Is it?
Oh,
Keir?
Yeah,
Keir
let's go with
Starmer.
Keir.
Really great guy.
Good
It's a
guy,
really good
smart.
option.
Yeah, he's really doing wonders. Mobilization urged of Jewish manpower. The Jewish National Council yesterday called for the immediate mobilization of all Jewish manpower and financial resources in Palestine in readiness for the emergency, which is expected to arise with the establishment of a separate Jewish state. I don't think that.
Well,
happens,
that's right,
though.
because it was
works
all
out fine.
formed in 1948, wasn't it? So this is like on the precipice of all that. So it's very interesting.
It worked out well.
I agree.
Famously, there hasn't been a single issue.
And not one. Name one. Exactly. You can't.
Name 12 right now.
Name 12. You have 1 minute.
Name 12.
Name a million.
Name
You have
12.
1 minute.
Reuters says that coupled with the call, which places Palestinians 650,000 Jews on a virtual war footing, the council passed a series of resolutions strongly condemning terrorism as a danger to the establishment of a Jewish state. There were two Zionist factions, and one was super into violence. I can't remember which one won out.
The pastimes will be right back.
Last one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I already did rocket trip to the moon.
Well, honestly, that story is so delicious. We could do it again if you wanted to.
The rocket ship to the moon. God,
Yeah, the guy is like.
I wanted him to just keep talking shit about
Just
physics,
keep
dude.
being like, you're
here's a
not
good
going to be
headline.
able to breathe up there. Is the greatest point to make sure that people are like, yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to read this because it's a small ad, and then we'll go to the last story.
Okay.
Number 13, DDT spray is now in stock. This amazing fly spray gives lasting protection from flies, silverfish, mosquitoes, and ants. Each insect touching
Sure
it will
does.
die. That works out great, by the way.
Sure does.
That works
Sure
out
does.
fantastic.
Do you hate bugs so much you want a spray that'll make you look like them?
Escape from plane on fire.
Oh, this already is really cool.
Yeah, this is like the movie Con Air.
Yeah.
Gallup, New Mexico. All of the 21 passengers and crew of 4 escaped unhurt when a burning American Airlines DC-4 made an emergency landing yesterday.
Is this paper from today?
It's
A
like
burning-
crazy how salient all this is.
I know, right? A burning plane.
Imagine. American
I
Air.
want to see that. I wish.
Hey,
there should be
Dave.
videos of all this.
You will.
Oh, I will. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw any of the Boeing exec yesterday. And
Oh my God.
he certainly, you should feel good about flying, for sure.
I think it's fun they're doing like their press conferences while holding the sniper rifle.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
There's like, we
Just a
love
sword.
whistleblowers.
Yeah.
He's just like ready to
I'm
Just
going
like
to
I-
whistle blow his head off.
Just a guy standing with a bloody sword. Yeah. That's how we deal
We
with
encourage anyone with any information that could be valuable to come forward right now.
And he's like taking off like his like leather gloves, and he's just like, yeah, it's a shame that guy killed himself.
Unbelievable. He seemed like he was in such a good spot mentally, too.
It's so sad that he groated himself on his own couch.
Unreal. So rare.
The
You never know what
pilot,
people are going through.
You
Yeah.
never do. The pilot, Captain Everett Chatfield, declined to say what part of the plane caught fire, but residents said the flames were leading from the aircraft's belly as it swooped low over the town. That's
I don't know what's
amazing.
weirder, the fact that the pilot's like, I'm not even going to get into it, or the fact that Australians are calling the undercarriage a belly.
No belly.
This is New Mexico.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't
Yeah,
want to
you
talk
got
about
the
it.
belly right. I still want him to be Australian.
I know you do.
So bad. Well, you got the belly of the plane, then you got the plane's arms, and then right there's the snout of the beast. Look at how big his eyes are with 2 little men inside of him. And he's got his wheel dick and his wheel balls. The
I like to
plane
add
is a
this-
man.
That's the same physicist from the last story.
That guy was like, see? Now imagine that on the moon. Well, Dorian, thank you so much for joining us. Debose for Bose on Instagram. You're doing shows in New York fairly often, right? So people can go find where you're performing.
Like I'm all around Brooklyn usually. I run a show in Manhattan called Smolder Comedy. It's pretty sick. Another show called Copacabana, also in Manhattan. We're doing things.
Things are happening.
How much time you gonna take off for the foot loss?
Yeah.
Props. I gotta take a couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
2
definitely.
days at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll be out on stage with a bag of ice on there in no time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Dorian, thank you for joining us. Much appreciated. And
Truly
good
a
luck to the
pleasure.
M Train.
Very funny, man. Thank you.
Some of these days kiss me, honey, some of these days.
Oh, it's Gareth from the Dollop. You get it. Listen, Gareth Force calling on you. Bunch of new stand-up dates. Come join me. Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's right, Chattanooga, June 18th. Nashville, Tennessee, June 19th. Huntsville, Alabama, June 20th. Atlanta, Georgia, June 21st. That link will be up soon. Pottstown, Pennsylvania, back at Soul Joel's, June 26th. I will be in Providence, Rhode Island at the Comedy Connection, June 27th. That link will come soon. And I'll be in Boston, Massachusetts, June 28th. I'll be in Springfield, Massachusetts, June 29th. And June 30th, I'll be at Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester, New York. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. Like I said, Gareth Force, if you don't see a link, just hang in there. It's coming. Join me, please.
Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in handcrafted Colorado-made furniture, custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better built furniture in Colorado than at Woodley's. And how great is this? Woodley's has many designers on site who can help in-store or are available for an in-home design visit, complimentary. Woodley's design professionals are always eager to help with all your design needs. Visit woodleys.com and browse thousands of different furniture ideas.